Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Hollow Knight. Last episode, we obtained the Void Heart, and down in the bottom right corner, found out how much of the game we have completed, specifically 84%. And in this episode, we're going to obtain that last 16%, starting with completing the rest of our charms. We are only missing a couple. I think I know just where to start. Actually, you know what? I should probably just go to the stag station in the Howling Cliffs. Take advantage of it. The stag nest is what I think it was called, yeah. Yep. Look at me being all productive. So, now that we have the Lumifly lantern and can see in the dark, down towards the middle there, that huge room, normally we would not be able to see in. But now that we have the Lumify lantern, we can. How convenient. Go through here. Find some more Vengeflies. Leaping Husk. And this route right here may look familiar. And so does this butterfly. If we head to the right here, we can find this beautiful new cave, complete with a brand new charm. Joni's Blessing. The worst charm in the entire game. On a positive note, let's listen to Joni herself, by Joni Cornelius. I see you bear my blessing. Can't remember giving it, but my memory has been a bit lacking of late. So, I'll give the brief explanation of what Joni's Blessing does. It makes it so that it turns all of your masks into Lifeblood masks, which, if you didn't already know, makes it so that you can't heal anything. But it also adds a lot it adds quite a lot of masks to your total health, which is obviously a very big plus. The formula for how many masks it adds onto you is it takes 140%, so it reduces your health to 1 and then adds 140% of your original masks. So in my case, currently I have 8 masks, so I don't actually know the formula for that. Hold on, I'll be right back. I have returned with my phone. Screw you. So in my case, it would take 140% of 8 masks is 11.2, rounded down to just simply 11, plus 1 mask, and it would bring my total health up to 12 masks of health, which isn't that terrible, all things considered. Considering that it essentially adds 4 more masks. But here's the thing. It's also 4 notches. So, let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, we have enough. There is a special mask, a special charm, I mean, that is more powerful than Lifeblood Heart, but also costs more than Lifeblood Heart. It's called Lifeblood Core, and Lifeblood Heart gives you +2 Lifeblood masks, and only costs 2 charms. Meanwhile, Lifeblood Core costs 3 notches, but also gives you 4 Lifeblood masks. And if you didn't already notice, in my calculations, even at the maximum amount of health, sorry, my brain broke. At 9 maximum masks, your total health would be 12 masks. No, 13 masks. And 9 plus 4 is 13. So, all in all, Joni's Blessing gives the same benefit as Lifeblood Core, but not only does Lifeblood Core cost less, but it also allows you to re-heal, whereas with Joni's Blessing, as you can see up in the top left, turns all of your hearts into Lifeblood masks, and if you take damage, you can't regenerate that. They're gone for good. In other words, don't use Joni's Blessing. Whatever you do. The only benefit you would have using Joni's Blessing whatsoever is if you used it in conjunction with Fragile Heart, which gives you an additional 2 masks, which allow me to do some calculations here one more time. That would give you a grand total of 16 masks, but would also cost 6 notches. Whereas instead, you could just use Lifeblood Heart and Lifeblood Core together, because yes, they do stack, and get the same benefit and be able to heal. All in all, don't use Joni's Blessing. It's terrible. It's expensive. And the only reason you should ever use it is if you want to use a specific charm combination that I am going to show later in the episode. It is extremely expensive, and even makes it so that you take double damage, but it is the most masks you can get without using Lifeblood cocoons that are scattered throughout the world. So only using charms. This is the maximum amount of health you can possibly have. So I will not be able to show this due to the fact that I don't have 9 health, which is the maximum. So I won't be able to show the full benefit of this. But the maximum amount of health you can have is 22. And you might be thinking, wait a minute, Joni's Blessing can't be used with this because it costs 4, and you only have 2 notches remaining. Well, there's this secret that the game doesn't tell you about called overcharming. Just give it a second. If you use a charm that will exceed the amount of notches that you have 5 times in a row, it will finally allow you to equip it. But the downside is you take double damage. So anyway, the maximum amount of health you can have is equipping Fragile Heart for +2 health, Lifeblood Heart, Fragile Heart, which gives you +2 masks, Joni's Blessing, which takes the 9 + 2 times 1.4 plus 1, which will be 16, and then Lifeblood Heart and Core, giving you a grand total of 22. I do not have 9 masks, so I can't show the maximum benefit, but it should look something like this. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to equip something better. Something that isn't complete garbage, like Joni's Blessing. I think that's going to be it for this episode, but I don't really know what else to say. Don't use Joni's Blessing. Just use Lifeblood Core, or Lifeblood Heart, or Fragile Heart, or anything other than Joni's Blessing.